In the silence of my thoughts, I find myself lost in the rawness of our connection, bare and vulnerable. When I close my eyes, it's as if the world fades, leaving only us, exposed in the quiet of my mind. There's a stillness in my heart when I think of you, like we're both completely bare, unguarded, and intertwined. The thought of us, unclothed in my mind, is both exhilarating and terrifying. It's a dance of emotions I can't escape. In the dark of my thoughts, you and I are stripped of everything, and it leaves me both craving and afraid. Sometimes, when I close my eyes, the intensity of what we share overwhelms me, and I can't escape the depth of our connection. I close my eyes and imagine us, not in flesh, but in spirit, raw and uncovered, and it haunts me in the most beautiful way. When I think of you, there's a part of me that's exposed, like you've unlocked a side of me I never knew existed. In the quiet of my thoughts, I find us both naked, vulnerable, and it's like the world disappears, leaving just us. Closing my eyes reveals not just your body, but the raw, undeniable pull between us that no words can capture. Every time I think of you, I feel like I'm bare, not just in body, but in soul, completely undone by what we share. There's a vulnerability in my thoughts when I close my eyes, imagining us unmasked and raw, lost in each other. When I close my eyes, it's not just your body I see, but the quiet chaos of our connection that leaves me exposed. The more I think about us, the more I realize how much we've shed together, not just clothes, but layers of ourselves. Closing my eyes doesn't bring me peace. It only intensifies the longing, the rawness of our bond that leaves me undone. In the quietest moments, when I close my eyes, I feel both seen and unseen, completely vulnerable to what we share. I can't help but imagine us, uncovered in my mind, and the thought of being so exposed makes my heart race. Every time I close my eyes, I picture us not just naked in body, but stripped of every defense, raw in our connection. There's a part of me that craves the exposure, the rawness, the truth of us that exists beyond the surface of what we show the world. The more I close my eyes, the more I feel like we're both stripped bare, caught in a beautiful whirlwind of what could be. In the stillness of my thoughts, I can't escape the image of us, not just naked, but completely intertwined emotionally. When I close my eyes, I feel like the universe has stripped us down to our most authentic selves, and it's both scary and freeing. There's a rawness in my mind when I think of us, completely exposed, both emotionally and physically, and I can't shake it. The thought of us, raw and uncovered, feels both like a dream and a nightmare, and I can't decide which one I want more. Every time I close my eyes, I feel like I'm becoming more vulnerable to what we have, and it's messing me up in the best way. I'm caught in this space where our connection feels so intense, so bare, that I can't decide whether to lean into it or run from it. When I close my eyes, I see us not just naked, but so intertwined that the lines between us blur, leaving me both lost and found. I close my eyes, and all I can feel is the rawness of our connection, leaving me exposed in ways I didn't expect. There's a kind of haunting beauty in imagining us stripped of everything: our thoughts, our feelings, our defenses, just raw and real. In my mind, we're both naked, not just in body, but in the way our souls are laid bare, vulnerable and open. Every time I think of you, I feel exposed, not just physically, but emotionally, and it's both terrifying and beautiful. When I close my eyes, I see us as we truly are, raw, unmasked, and caught in the delicate tension of what could be. There's a part of me that longs for the exposure, the rawness of being with you, without barriers, without pretense. I can't shake the thought of us, naked in my mind, exposed to each other in ways we've never been before. In the quiet of my thoughts, we're both laid bare, completely vulnerable to each other, and it's more than I can handle. Every time I close my eyes, I feel like I'm being pulled deeper into the rawness of what we have, and I can't resist. When I think of you, I feel exposed in ways I never have before, like there's nothing left to hide, nothing left to guard. Sometimes, when I close my eyes, I see us not just as we are, but as we could be, completely exposed and utterly in sync. There's a power in our vulnerability, in the way we strip ourselves bare, not just in body, but in heart. When I close my eyes, it's not just your physical presence I crave, it's the raw, unfiltered connection we share that leaves me undone. I feel like every time I think of us, I'm peeling back another layer, revealing more of what we truly are beneath it all.